All right, in today's lesson, we're going to look at solving quadratics. I thought I'd take a look at some quadratics that are a little bit different. It's not just a standard quadratic, and you either factor, get right to the quadratic equation. There's a little bit more to do first. So let's take a look at this first one. So for this first one here, one technique you want to do when you're looking to solve anything is get rid of the denominators. So right away, I want to get rid of this x, this 3, and this 2, which tells me I should multiply all the way across by 6x. Doing so, we'll get the following. And you can see here I multiplied across by 6x. When we simplify, I end up getting 18 plus 2x squared equals 15. And now I'm going to bring everything to one side, right? If you want to solve this, I can see I have a quadratic here. So doing so, I end up getting 2x squared minus 15x plus 18 is 0. So now we're in a situation where we want to factor. I want to find the roots. We should do a quick discriminant check on this and see if this is even factorable. And calculate our discriminant here, I end up getting the discriminant as 81. That's a perfect square. So this could actually be factored using charting or decomposition. Let's go ahead and do that. And you can see here by using charting, I end up getting the following decomposition. And the answer to this question is going to be x is 6 or 3/2. All right, so in this example here, the idea is first you always eliminate the denominator. So we multiply across by 6x, brought everything to one side, cleaned it up, got ourselves a standard quadratic, then did a discriminant check, to see whether we had a perfect square, just to let me know whether I could do charting or not. I did have a perfect square, so I went ahead, did charting, found my roots, and I am done. Let's take a look at another example. In the next example here, we can see that if I do expand out this product of these two binomials, I'll get a degree 2 polynomial here. Subtracting up this degree 2, I'm going to have a quadratic. So step one is to expand everything out and get yourself down to a standard quadratic that you can factor. So let's go ahead and do that first. And you can see here the first thing I did was I did FOIL on the product of these two binomials. And I end up getting y squared minus y minus 6. We're going to go ahead, we're going to distribute that minus sign into the brackets. So don't forget your brackets here. So I'm going to distribute this minus sign into the bracket. That's going to give us 2y squared minus y squared plus y plus 6 is 12. And you can see here I can simplify a bit. I have like terms here, 2y squared minus y squared reduces to become y squared plus y plus 6 minus 12. I'll bring that 12 to the other side, and I end up getting here y squared plus y minus 6 is 0. And we have ourselves a simple trinomial that'll factor into y plus 3 times y minus 2 is 0. And we're going to have two roots here. One is going to be 2, and the other is going to be negative 3. And this is an idea of expanding and simplifying, getting yourself a quadratic that you're used to seeing here. In this case here, we get to product sum. Let's take a look at another example. In the next example here, again, another quadratic. I can see if I expand this all out, I'm going to get a degree 2 polynomial. And I'm going to go ahead and expand out this binomial squared, the product of these two, and this one here. Doing so, we get the following. And you can see here I expanded out the x plus 2 quantity squared, and then went ahead and expanded out the product of these two binomials. I end up getting difference of squares here. It just simplifies to become x squared minus 4. And then right here I expanded out the product of x minus 2 quantity squared, gave me the following. I'm going to go ahead and collect like terms on the left and right hand side. And going ahead and collecting like terms here, you could see on the left hand side I get 2x squared plus 4x. On the right hand side I get x squared minus 4x plus 48. Bring everything to one side, we get the following quadratic. X squared plus 8x minus 48 equals 0. Doing product sum on this, I need to think of two numbers that multiply to be negative 48 and add to be 8. And those two numbers are negative 4 and 12. You'll see negative 4 times 12 is negative 48. Add them together, you get positive 8. That means this is going to factor into x minus 4 times x plus 12 is 0, and that's going to give us two roots. One root's going to be at 4, and the other root is going to be at negative 12. All right, that concludes today's lesson on solving quadratics. I thought I'd go through some ones that are a little bit more algebra involved before you get to your standard quadratic, and you can get to your standard quadratic, your standard factoring, and finding your roots. All right, thank you.